Everyone, so Marvel fans have been waiting years to see John Bernthal fully written as Frank Castle, and now the first reaction for the Punisher, one last kill are finally here, and honestly, they sound exactly like what fans hoped Marvel Studios would deliver. According to early reaction, this Disney Plus special is not just another action heavy MCU project. It's been described as one of the darkest, most brutal, and most emotionally intense things Marvel has ever made. The biggest thing people keep praising is Sean Bernthal himself. Nearly every early reaction says the special works because Bernthal completely disappears back into the role of Frank Castle. Critics are calling it a raw psychological deep dive into Frank's trauma, grief, rage, and PTSD rather than just a simple vigilante story packed with violence. And apparently, the violence is absolutely brutal. Multiple reactions specifically mention that One Last Kill fully embraces the R rated tone fans loved from the original Netflix series. But what really interesting is that the special doesn't sound like it's relying only on gore and action to impress audience. A lot of reaction describe it as deeply introspective, almost trapping viewers inside Frank Castle's mind as he struggles with years of pain and emotional destruction. Instead of treating Frank like a cool anti-hero, the special reportedly focuses heavily on the psychological cost of everything he's been through. That's something the original Punisher series often did really well, and it sounds like Marvel Studios understand this character works best when the violence feels emotionally heavy rather than simply entertaining. One reaction even described the special as the most adult thing yet from Marvel Studio, which is a massive statement considering how carefully Marvel usually handles mature content inside the MCU. Others praise the project for being relentless, intense, and emotionally haunting from start to finish. At the same time, some reaction mentioned that it revisits a few familiar themes from Netflix era, but even those critics still say the execution is powerful because of Bernthal's performance and emotional direction of the story. Another major reasons fans are excited is because Bernthal wasn't just acting in this project. He also co-wrote the special alongside director Reynaldo Marcus Green and served as an executive producer. That creative involvement probably explains why early reaction says the special feels so authentic to character fans already know and love. Bernthal has always spoken passionately about protecting Frank Castle's emotional complexity, and it sounds like that passion is all over his this project. What also makes One Last Kill especially important is its place in the larger MCU timeline. This special continues Frank's story after Daredevil Born Again and sets up his next major appearance in Spider-Man Brand New Day, releasing later this summer. That movie will officially bring Bernthal's Punisher into the MCU film side for the very first time, which is a huge moment for Marvel fans. Up until now, Frank Castle mostly existed within the darker Netflix corner of Marvel television. Seeing him interact with characters like Spider-Man inside a major MCU movie feels surreal after all these years. And honestly, that crossover potential is part of what makes this special feel so exciting. Marvel seems to be treating Frank Castle less like a side character and more like an important long-term piece of MCU moving forward. Even though Marvel hasn't officially confirmed future Punisher projects after 2026, there's already speculation that Bernthal could appear again in Daredevil Born Again Season 3 or even other street level Marvel stories. What's impressive here is that Marvel apparently didn't water the character down just to fit him into the MCU brand. One of the biggest fears fans had when Bernthal returned was that Disney would soften Frank Castle's violence or complexity. But based on this reaction, that clearly isn't the case. The special sounds unapologetically violent, emotionally disturbing, and completely committed to portraying Frank as a deeply broken man rather than a traditional superhero. At the same time, the reactions also hint that the title One Last Kill may hide a major twist connected to Frank Castles. Several critics tease that the ending set up something much bigger for the character going forward, which immediately has fans theorizing about where Marvel plans to take him next. Overall, the early buzz for the Punisher One Last Kill sounds extremely promising. Instead of feeling like a safe Disney Plus side project, it sounds like Marvel Studios gave John Bernthal the freedom to deliver a genuine Punisher story, one focused on grief, trauma, rage, and emotional destruction as much as brutal action. If the final product live up to this first reaction, Marvel may have just delivered one of the strongest and most mature MCU project in years. Thank you for watching. Bye.